We want to thank you all for coming today. We're here. My name is Betty Buck, and I'm representing the Maryland Chamber of Commerce. I'm their chairman this year. And we're really excited about working with the Maryland teachers and the elected leaders of the Maryland Association of Counties, among others. This is a very important day for us. Getting this referendum passed is huge. It's imperative for our children in the state. So as one of the state's largest organizations of businesses, the Maryland Chamber is here to support the referendum as strongly as we can. The Maryland Chamber has actively supported this slots, tightly regulated slots in limited locations to help fund education since October of 2002. So this referendum is consistent with our long-standing position on slots. And in our opinion, this is a no-brainer. We believe this option is far better for Marylanders than raising more taxes. We've been brought together today by the simple fact that Maryland cannot afford to keep sending hundreds of millions of dollars out of our state. People will spend their money on this type of entertainment regardless of the outcome of this referendum. So it's in our view that it's better for our state that we should recapture the millions of dollars being spent today in Delaware, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. Recapturing money spent on slots and in other states will help us in several important ways. First, it'll provide the revenue that will prevent future tax increases. Second, it will provide a needed boost in investment in the education of our children, for which there is no other practical source. That's why the teachers are here with us today. And it will provide long-term stability for our shaky finances here in the state. While the state government has made hundreds of millions of dollars in cuts over the past several years, it's unlikely that they will be able to make the $700 million in additional cuts if the slots referendum does not pass. Passing a well-regulated, limited slots referendum is the most taxpayer-friendly and business-friendly way to increase our investment in education. We are simply recapturing entertainment dollars that are already being spent in other states. We're really pleased to join the For Maryland, For Our Future, and we are sure that you will see many business groups supporting this important referendum for the same reasons that we've outlined here today. And I guess now I'm going to turn it over to Kathy Snyder, who is the president of the Maryland Chamber.
Thank you, Betty. The Maryland Chamber is very pleased to publicly announce our support for the slots referendum for the very reasons that Betty talked about. Since October 2002, the Maryland Chamber has been in favor of carefully regulated slot machines in limited locations to help fund education. Education is the heartbeat of our community here in the state of Maryland. This money will be used to further educate our workforce, and it's critically important that this referendum pass so that we have enough money to fund education and to avoid any additional tax increases. The Maryland Chamber is thrilled that we're working in partnership with the Maryland State Teachers Association and also the Maryland Association of Counties. We're very pleased to be here in this partnership effort, and you will see us being very active and working throughout the state of Maryland to gain support for the slots referendum.
Hello, I'm David Helfman, the Executive Director of the Maryland State Teachers Association. Our association just endorsed this referendum 2 months ago. We have not been a supporter of slots since 2002 like the Chamber of Commerce. We've come to it more recently. We've been impressed by the enormous effort the General Assembly and the Governor have made during the special session and the regular session, increasing revenues by $1.3 billion, reducing spending by $1.1 billion. But we have some enormous concerns that the progress that we've been making year after year in performance in schools throughout this state is in jeopardy. If we don't have the resources needed to maintain good class sizes, to make sure that the textbooks and materials are in those classes, that there are adequate salaries for a qualified educator in every single classroom in this state, we really risk stepping backwards and losing that momentum, that progress that we've made. So we're supporting this effort. We're launching our own independent campaign with our members, 70,000 strong across this state, their families and their friends, encouraging them to support the referendum. And today, as major beneficiaries of a successful referendum, we're here to thank the Chamber of Commerce for their efforts.
Thank you, David. My name is Fred Putterstrom. I'm former Budget Secretary for the state of Maryland and heading up the effort for Maryland for Our Future. I want to thank Betty and Kathy and all the members of the Chamber for coming out in support of this referendum. I'm really pleased that with MSTA and with the Maryland Association of Counties, we're building a broad-based coalition across this state in support of this referendum. I think the folks you see behind me today really understand what it means to the state and the state budget. They understand if we don't get this revenue, which is, as Betty had pointed out, already going on, the activity is already going on, that we're going to have trouble with our state budget, either in the form of more tax increases or serious cuts to the education budget. So I'm just really pleased to be here today and pleased that we have the backing in this effort of two large statewide organizations. So thank you very much.